Today's event, the inauguration of the Inner Path, a festival of Buddhist films, is being held by the PIC in collaboration with NetPAC, or the Network for the Promotion of Asian Cinema, as also the Devki Foundation and the National Film Archives of India. The festival, the first of its kind to be held in Pune, will showcase 10 films, features and documentaries on Buddhist themes from Asian and Western countries. I would like to start the evening by inviting onto the dais the President of NetPAC, Dr. Aruna Vasudev, Chairman of the Devki Foundation, Mr. Suresh Jindal, and our chief guest for today, Mr. Kabir Bedi.
We all are aware of Buddhism as a religion, and we understand that Buddhism has been a rage in many countries, including China, Japan, Thailand, and Bhutan. And the reclining Buddha of Bangkok is famous across the world. In fact, the argument that is made is that Buddhism, even though it originated in India, has been much more popular in many other countries outside India. But now there's a revival of Buddhist traditions and Buddhist practices across the country, which is an extremely welcome feature. Religion today is an integral part of our culture, so giving the message of religion through the spread of film culture, which is our expressly stated objective of the National Film Archive, is an idea which we found extremely appealing. So when it was suggested to us that we should do a festival of Buddhist films, we were extremely delighted and we welcomed the whole idea very positively. I once again welcome you all to this event, and I hope this festival helps develop an international perspective on Buddhism. Thank you.
This festival is something that we put together, Suresh and I, in 2 months, from the concept to the execution to the festival happening. It was in just 2 hectic months in Delhi. This time, I find that festivals of Buddhist films are growing across the world. The idea was, since Buddhism had more or less vanished from India and is now coming back with full force, a lot of young people especially are interested. I thought instead of just showing films, we need some intellectual component as well, and we decided to have every day a discourse by a great Buddhist scholar or practitioner. So every day we had Geshe Damdol, we had Shantam Seth talking of mindfulness, we had Professor Lokesh Chandra talking of Zen Buddhism and Bodhidharma, and we also had panel discussions on the Bodhisattvas over 2 days. And together with that, we had a very large exhibition of Buddhist heritage sites across the world and an exhibition of contemporary Buddhist art. People are looking for. They want to know about it. And what better way than to use cinema as a tool for cultural understanding, for understanding what you don't already know, or for deepening your knowledge of something you know. And these films do come from all over the world, including, to my amazement, from Argentina, from a Zen center in Argentina, and then Spain. So it is spreading all over the world, and I think it's something that we should really be very proud of, and proud to help to disseminate and through the cinema. Thank you very much for inviting us here, for holding the festival. We are very, very happy to be here. Thank you.
You know, we are happy we have done this festival, and we had a good response in Delhi, and I'm seeing that we'll probably get a very warm response here too. And we hope to take this festival, do it every year, and take it not just to different cities in India, but we want to take it to the other SAARC countries, because I think as a practicing Buddhist, it's time for us to regain the ownership of the Buddha and Buddhism. So I hope you all enjoy the festival, because we have some really good films. I'm not saying it because we put it together, but they really are very good, you know. And you really enjoy it, you'll find them very enriching. So thanks again once more. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends in Pune. I've always had a very close link with Buddhism. I even spent a summer in my school days as ordained as a Buddhist monk in Burma, while my mother learned and practiced Buddhist meditation techniques. In fact, my mother went on to become a Buddhist nun in the Tibetan tradition under His Holiness the Karmapa, 16th, the last Karmapa. And I always regard Buddhism as one of the great influences in my life. It influenced my thoughts, my beliefs. And so, having spent a life in films, it doubles my joy to come to a festival like this. I remember as a child, I saw a documentary by Rajvans Khanna called Gautama Buddha, which was actually sort of almost animated stone carvings to create this wonderful documentary on the life of the Buddha. And I was very excited to see that. Actually, it's amazing how little we hear about Buddhism in India, which is the land of the Buddha. We know it has influenced the lives of hundreds of millions of people in Asia and across North Asia, South Asia, East Asia, and now even increasingly in the West. It is India's greatest export ever. Yet, it is rarely discussed on the radar in India, even today. Why is this? Buddhism began with the Lord Buddha about 6th century BC and continued to spread across the entire North India, reaching its apex during the reign of King Ashoka, when it became the state religion of India. And even though by that time many emissaries had started traveling out of India into Asia to spread the word, here, by the time the Gupta dynasty came and took over, there was a major backlash against Buddhism. Hundreds of thousands of Buddhist temples were razed, and almost all traces of Buddhism were obliterated. And it is amazing that even today, that Hindu influence remains in the temple trust of Bodh Gaya, which is mandated by an act to have a Hindu majority. And the sanctum sanctorum of the Bodh Gaya temple, the holiest spot of Buddhism, is run by Hindu priests. So, that influence of Buddhism being removed from India remains in various vestiges, even today. It had a sort of revival through Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who believed that the Dalits, the Mahars, and some of the lower caste Hindus were the original Buddhists. And in fact, in Nagpur in 1956, he and 500,000 of his followers converted to Buddhism, and he asked the rest of the community that he was the leader of to follow him. Various things happened. There were fear of losing benefits of being the lower castes in terms of entitlements, government entitlements, etc. So a lot of people converted and a lot of people didn't convert. But what happened was that there were millions of new Buddhists, but it was Buddhists without temples, without priests. Buddhism had this huge sort of a seismic revival, in a sense, when the Tibetans revolted against the Chinese. And as a result of that, hundreds of thousands of Tibetans came into India, including His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And they, in a sense, brought back Buddhism to India by setting up a number of centers in India, as well as spreading to the West. What has happened in the meantime is there has been a revival of Buddhist films, and as Buddhism spread in the Western world, including being quite popular in Hollywood, you've had films like The Last Emperor made, you've had films like 7 Years in Tibet made, but a lot more films are being made by independents that have Buddhist themes, some of which are being shown at this festival. So it is fitting with the spread of Buddhism around the world, and now increasingly within India, that a festival like the Inner Path a Buddhist festival of films, is staged here in Pune. I'm delighted to be here, and may the light and compassion of Buddha shine on this festival. Thank you very much.